Let's get ready for some third quarter action between the Cavaliers and the Golden Knights. Middletown up 7-6 at the half. And we've got the Golden Knights already out here. Middletown pretty slow to come out for the second half, Darron.
Yeah, I think I see them now starting to walk back into the stadium. Maybe a bit of a longer half game talking to. If I'm the offensive coordinator and if I'm Zach Blum for Middletown, certainly not too happy with how the offensive line started off the ball game. So I'd be emphasizing, hey, whatever we did on that third drive, we need to keep doing that, because the way we started that first half, and also they've added some more time on the halftime clock. So I guess maybe there was originally the wrong time on the halftime clock. So 2 minutes, about 2 minutes 30 seconds that Middletown will have to warm up. But, you know, if I'm Middletown, I'm saying, hey, what we found on that third drive, we need to keep doing that. And I also think that, you know, passing wise, I think Cunningham's just got to be able to be willing to let it fly. I think he was a little too passive, holding on to the ball a little too long. Nothing wrong with holding on to the ball and letting routes develop, but it seemed like he didn't really have a plan. He's being more decisive, being ready to make a decision quickly. I think that'll change it up and also give Sussex Central something else to worry about, as opposed to only having to worry about Miller out of the backfield. I
mean, you look at the talent in terms of this wide receiver room. You've got a lot of good players. You've got BJ Garrett, who's going to Syracuse University. He's a commit to SU. Then you also have Darius Pope, who's a reigning all-state player and is going to Temple. So you've got two future D1 wide receivers. They've been almost silent today.
Yeah, it's been the ground game, and you know there's nothing wrong with being able to run the ball effectively, but also you got to remember, offense is about, you know, how can I counter what your defense wants to do? The Sussex Central defense wants to, you know, they want to get upfield, they want to clog the gaps, and they want to make it difficult for you to run. That's just kind of the nature of physical teams like the Golden Knights. But if you're Middletown, you have the ability to spread the field, put the ball in the air, and get it to your playmakers on the outside. Who, I mean, hey, Darius Pope's going to Temple for a reason. You know, BJ Garrett, he's going to Syracuse University for a reason. That's because people see their talent, they see their ability, and they expect them to do things with the ball in their hands. And if I'm Darron Cunningham, I'm saying, hey, I got these guys on the outside. Let me trust them. Let me throw it out to them. Let me get them in space. I think they got a little hosed on that, you know, catch on the sideline. I think that could have maybe given Cunningham and that offense a little bit of confidence in the passing game. But I think if I'm Middletown, I'd take the handcuffs off the offense a little bit. Keep, you know, being a run-first team, nothing wrong with that. But also don't be afraid to air it out. You know, spread the ball around the field, get the ball to your playmakers so they can do what they do best, make plays.
Before we start the second half, I'll remind all you folks that Wawa's newest $6 meal deal is here. Choose a shorty hoagie chicken sandwich or wrap, plus a small fountain drink and Hearst chips, all for just $6. 3 choices, unlimited flavors, just the way you like. Gotta have a Wawa. Our DSN Henloop and Power rankings were released earlier tonight, and Sussex Central at 10, the second highest team with 2 or more losses in those power rankings, trailing just Milford, who's up 1 spot at 9, also a 2-2 record. A win today over a 3A school in Middletown, that would certainly propel Sussex Central forward next week.
Yeah, and I mean, they have the ability to do it. Like I said, I feel like they've been the better team. We're going to get the ball to start the second half here, which I think is crucial. Set the tone, run the ball the way that they have been, in the middle, on the outside, really such a variety of ways, getting it to different guys. This would be a huge win for them as far as power rankings, as far as confidence. You could just go such a long way against a really good Middletown team.
We saw a great return by Hayden Mahamet the last time the Knights got to return a kickoff, and Mahamet fields this one as well, past the 25, and doesn't get much further than that. And who else would make the tackle but Jack Wilson, the star linebacker for the Cavaliers?
Yeah, even on special teams, your best players make plays. That time Wilson doing a good job getting off that block. Not a lot of resistance. And he just makes a great, I mean, that's just textbook tackling, hit, wrap, drive, leave no doubt. And now Sussex Central is going to have to go about 73 yards here if they want to punch it in for a score. They were able to move it effectively when they started from the 40, and you got to think just starting 10 yards back shouldn't be much too different of a result. That run game was really cooking in the first half.
Bit of a different formation here for the Golden Knights. Just Quentin Middleton lined up behind the quarterback, and instead Harmon comes over to get the ball, and he's wrestled down for no gain.
Yeah, Scott Banks doing a great job securing that tackle. He hit Harmon hard. He wrapped him up, and he never let him go. Harmon, like I said, so strong, so physical. He's got the speed, and he's got the elusiveness, but he's been showing off that strength tonight. That time Banks just hit him hard, wrapped him up, did a great job securing the tackle, and that could be a big play because had he gotten loose, he would have had a lot of running room in front of him. Those blockers got upfield. So that's just textbook tackling there by Scott Banks.
Harmon lined up off the left tackle. Snap, handoff, right up the gut. And the ball was taken away. Fumble, Middletown gets possession well into Sussex Central territory. A game-changing fumble right under the noses of Central.
And on first down, Scott Banks makes that tackle. On second down, Scott Banks, he comes up with the loose ball. I'm not too sure who hit the ball carrier and jarred the ball loose. If maybe we'll take another look here on replay. But I mean, this is one of the few TFLs we've seen on a run play by Middletown so far. And this is where now you can reclaim the domination in this game, reclaim the momentum. It's been Sussex Central running all over the Middletown defense, and on those two plays, they said, no, not anymore tonight.
Scott Banks recovers the fumble. Now first down, and it's a handoff to Hanif Miller, the running back that carried the Cavaliers' offense throughout the first half. What a game-changing play. Sussex Central starts with the ball this half and coughs it right up to Middletown.
And this is field possession that you cannot miss out on capitalizing on. Starting inside your opponent's 25-yard line. What better way to start off a second half? A big turnover, and now you can consolidate with a touchdown here. Trips stacked to the left here. Got to think that a pass is coming.
DJ Davis, the lone receiver, out to the far side. Cunningham gets the ball. Play action, he pulled it. A running play from Cunningham, dodges and dances away from a defender and moves forward for a gain. A few yards there. Plenty of work for it by the Cavaliers quarterback.
Yeah, that was a nice read pass option design. He did have Darius Pope on the outside if he wanted him. I actually think that might have been the better decision there because his blockers were well out in front of him. He had the numbers. It was 3-on-2 on the outside. Instead, he opts to keep it, which wasn't too bad of a decision as well. He did have space in front of him. I think he maybe should have kept it straight up field instead of trying to get to the outside. Nonetheless, tough running, and now it's 3rd and short.
Two running backs in there. Hanif Miller to the right of Cunningham, the quarterback. Amari Glover to the left. Snap taken. Handoff. Miller off the left guard. Muscles his way forward inside the 10. First down and plenty more.
Yeah, you talk about handoff off the left guard. That's Bryson Bond. Look at where he ended up after that play. He's in the end zone. He is blocking guys downfield. He is moving the guy in front of him. He's moving the guy to his left gap. You see him taking good steps. Just bullying that Sussex Central D-line. Oh, look at that.
Ball came out. Miller somehow jumps onto it, and he had a lane forward. Instead, he goes in reverse back to the 15-yard line. Middletown almost fumbles it back to Central.
Yeah, that would have been a disaster, Tyler. They're able to avoid it and jump back on it. Heads up play by Miller, but that could have been costly. I mean, after you get the ball on a fumble, it would be just awful to fumble it right back to the other team. Got to take advantage of this field position here, and I think Middletown's thinking 6. There's no way they're settling for anything less than a touchdown right now.
Darian Cunningham, the quarterback for the Cavaliers, has almost fumbled it away twice. Both times his team has pounced on it. He lines up with Amari Glover. Running back to the left side. 3 receivers on the far side, although one goes into motion. DJ Davis. Snap taken. Handoff. Glover finds the outside edge, turns the corner, and runs into the end zone. Touchdown, Cavaliers.
Tough running by Glover there. Reading his blockers, standing on his feet. Gets hit a couple of times, and he never goes down. Just keeps those legs running. If you notice one thing about these Middletown running backs, when they get hit, those legs do not stop churning. They run through contact. They seem to love getting hit, and they run right through those tackles. Great job there by Glover to get into the end zone. And like I said, there's no way they were going to come away with anything less than 6 on that drive from where they started.
Braden Kelly's extra point is up and in. So still a 1-possession game, but barely. 14-6 Middletown on top. And all game long, it was Hanif Miller over and over again. Finally, the Cavaliers get someone else going in Amari Glover, the senior back.
So yeah, just taking a look at that play. I mean, the blocking. Look at that blocking on the right side. Look at Big 74 pushing his man all the way back to the 5, and then Glover reading his blockers. Just tough running by Glover, but it all starts with the guys up front. 53-74. That's a big guy. Josiah Giro stretching. I mean, this Middletown front 5, they have been super solid all night long. It was a slow start for them, but now after that third drive, they figured something out here. They're seeing something that they can take advantage of, and they're doing just that. Sussex Central, now it's their time to adjust defensively. Offensively, they've had a very solid game so far. Outside of that fumble, they've been moving the ball effectively. Now it's time for your defense to adjust and get Middletown back on the back foot a little bit. You can now sense that Middletown's playing with more confidence. They look more comfortable. And now Miller, then you get Glover going. That's the last thing you want, is any more of these skill players from Middletown to start feeling more comfortable and essentially taking over this game.
I mean, they're picking it up, and the pass game still hasn't been there for the Cavaliers. They haven't needed it to be. The Golden Knights, the team that needs something going here, trailing by 8. 2 straight nice returns by Hayden Mahamet. Kelly goes for an onside kick, a trick onside kick. He fielded it himself and was just barely not 10 yards forward. Flag comes out.
I don't know. I'd love to get another look at it if we can. From where we're standing, I mean, they kick off from the 40, so it has to travel 10 yards, and he never touched the football until it got to the 50, so I'm not quite sure how that's illegal touching. And then there's another flag that comes in, and I don't know if that's going to be some sort of personal foul or what.
Hanif Miller threw his hands up after the second flag came out. He was interacting with someone on Sussex Central and an official. So this could go from bad to worse. Here's our other look. Did he touch it past the 50? It looks like he was there.
It looks good to me. I'm not too sure what the officials saw.
I mean, you go for
offsides. They called offsides. So because I'm like, that clearly went 10 yards, but the officials say that it was offside. So, yeah, that negates everything that happens after that, even if it did go 10 yards. So, perfectly executed surprise onside from Middletown, and Sussex Central catches a little bit of a break because they got by that surprise onside.
That second flag, nothing ruled there, so no extracurricular activity after the play, although they are marching further back now in sportsmanlike conduct. And that's on the star running back for the Cavaliers, Hanif Miller.
Yeah, now Middletown's looking at a chance where with the way that, Mahamet's been returning the ball, and, I mean, there's other guys that can return the ball well for Sussex Central back there. Now, instead of a surprise onside and stealing a possession, now you're looking at Sussex Central's going to have good field position really no matter what happens here. They're going to field the ball at around their 35 or 30. Well, that's just costly mistakes that you can't afford, especially on special teams.
Head coach Zach Blum said the Cavaliers want to play mistake-free football, and there have been several times this game where Middletown has shot itself in the foot. Darren's been saying it all game. And so Braden Kelly set to boot it off from his own 20-yard line. 2 returners back at the Golden Knights 30. Kelly boots it off, lands around the 40. It's muffed, bounced off a player for Sussex Central who fields it. And it does stay with the Golden Knights. Disaster averted.
That could have been disastrous. I mean, talk about, you go for the surprise onside, you go offsides, then you tack on 15 more, so you essentially back up 20 yards. So now Sussex Central is going to get good field position no matter what. But then on the next kickoff, you can't field the ball cleanly. It bounces around. Thankfully for the Golden Knights, they're able to jump on it, but that could have been, disastrous in so many ways. But now you get good field position. You start on your own 44, and you got to come away with 6 here.
Josiah Cannon takes the snap, handoff to Will Harmon. He's got plenty of room around the edge to the 45 on the other side, and he pushes down the defender, Jack Wilson, on his way out of bounds. Physical run for Harmon.
Look at Jack Wilson, man. I mean, that's a kid. Sometimes when you're watching a game, you can tell who just really loves football. That kid absolutely loves football. He drags Harmon down. Harmon, like I said, a guy who's really strong, obviously has the speed, and had he gotten away from that tackle, that could have been a house call. Harmon drives him out of bounds, finishes the play. That's just how you teach it, how you coach it. And then he slides under the Sussex Central bench, gets up like nothing happened, and he actually lifted the bench up with him. So that's just a guy who loves football, Jack Wilson.
Strong kid, 1st and 10, handoff up the middle for Middleton, and he gains 3 yards. The sophomore fullback.
One thing I think Middletown can pick up on here is the pattern of, outside run and then straight up the middle run. I think that, following an outside run, I'd like to see Middletown try and clog up the A gap on both sides and force Sussex Central to try and beat them to the outside because Middletown's got the speed to match.
2nd down and 6. Cannon takes the snap, handoff Harmon. He comes to the near sideline again. Doesn't make it outside, though. Falls down just past the 40. 3rd and medium now for the Golden Knights.
Yeah, Jacoby Rogers there. Great read on that outside run. Like I said, it's kind of been a pattern for Sussex Central in middle run, outside run, middle run, outside run, at least on these last couple of drives. Early in the game, they would go Middleton up the middle, and not be afraid to do it again. But that time, Rogers comes downhill, makes a big tackle, and now huge 3rd down here. I think that goes without saying.
Middleton up the middle against Middletown. That's not confusing at all. And again, it's Middleton up the middle against Middletown, turns the legs, and comes up just a yard short. 4th and 1. But it is 4th down territory for the Knights all day long.
I think that if I'm Sussex Central here, I'm trying to run some sort of a quarterback boot here to the left or to the right. Middletown I think this would catch them perfectly. If they sell out for the run here, I think Cannon could be running a long way if he fakes it to any 1 or 2 of the backs and keeps it himself to the outside.
Middleton and Harmon behind him. He keeps it himself. He's pushed back right away. D lost the ball too. My goodness, regardless, it is a turnover, and Middletown takes over.
Yeah, not too sure I'm in love with that play call there. They try and opt for the QB sneak. Cannon just never fields it or corrals it cleanly from the center. And they try and stuff it up the middle, and they actually get stuffed. Great job by the Middletown defensive line pushing ahead, and you see Cannon just never really had the football. It hit the ground immediately, so he never even got the chance to try and get behind his offensive line and push forward for the yard that they needed. Middletown forces the fumble. They jump on it. They would have had it either way because it looked like Sussex Central would have been short, and now Middletown can really turn this game on its head and go up 2 scores.
That's the 3rd time Josiah Cannon has dropped the ball for Sussex Central today. Twice it has resulted in a turnover. So Middletown now with a chance to make this a 2-score game. It's the first time the Cavaliers have had this chance today. Went up a touchdown in the first quarter, and then Sussex Central tied it on the ensuing drive. A stoppage here. Someone from the Sussex Central coaching staff speaking with an official. Don't know if it's a clock issue, a ball spotting issue. We'll now have a few officials huddled up. We might have an official that is hurt.
Don't see that every day. We have a referee with an injury. I think he might have. Is he reaching for his shoulder or something?
He gestured towards his right hip, a little bit of a limp. We certainly hope he's okay. And it seems as though we will be able to continue action with him being tended to by the training staff on the sideline. So a new drive for the Cavaliers. 1st and 10 on their own 36. Darian Cunningham takes the snap, pitches it forward to DJ Davis. He gets to the outside but doesn't get much yardage. He's wrestled back by a few Knights defenders, and a late flag comes out right on the tackle.
Yeah, it looks like someone came in and made a hit late there. That's going to get flagged every single time. And for either side, you just can't have those kinds of mistakes. Those will kill you. There's nothing more frustrating for a head coach than to see your team commit personal fouls, especially one that are just a matter of discipline. No need for any of that. How often do you see this, though, on the sideline? The official goes down, gets tended to. Now we've got a referee questionable to return.
Not often. We certainly hope he's okay. He seems to be doing well. He's back up on his feet. It was set to be second down and a loss of yardage. Instead, it's a fresh first down, and Middletown is in Sussex Central territory now at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, I know someone was going to get an earful in film from Coach Wells on Monday.
Pistol formation for the Cavaliers. Cunningham gets the snap, turn, handoff right up the middle. Mekhi Walker stumbles forward for a gain of 4.
Yeah, that time you see Pablo Martinez Sandoval. He got in the backfield, but he made the mistake of running upfield. When you're a defensive lineman and especially a linebacker, you're taught never just go upfield blindly. You got to be able to read the blockers, read which direction the ball is going. Sometimes what they teach you the most of the time is watch the guards. The guards are going to tell you where the ball's going. That time Sandoval just got upfield, ends up giving up a 4-yard gain.
Back to pistol formation for the Cavaliers, a receiver in motion. That's Darius Pope running to the far sideline. It is a dropped snap, and Sussex Central dives on it. Jace Troxler converts the turnover for the Knights.
Just when you think this game can't get any more wacky, I mean, we've seen drop snaps, we've seen fumbled handoffs, we've seen it all in terms of just wacky turnovers, wacky plays, and now you see the snap goes awry, and then the running back, incidentally, kicks the ball basically forward right to the hands of Jace Troxler. Great heads-up play by Troxler to dive on it immediately and recover the ball for Sussex Central. But, I mean, look at this, just not the best snap. And then Middletown's not able to get it. You see Mekhi Walker checking into the game, and he obviously didn't expect that, so he incidentally kicks it forward. Troxler right where he needs to be. And now Sussex Central gets a chance once again to try and tie up this ball game.
We've seen plenty of great field position. This play, no different. 1st and 10 at Central's own 46. Near side, Harmon has it, has a lane forward, and almost gets to the Middletown 40.
First down, Will Harmon. I mean, he has been so efficient tonight. Seems like every time he's touched it, he's gotten no less than 7 or 8 yards. And then a few times he's broken it for 12, 15, almost 30 one time. He is locked in. This offensive line's been having so much success.
He averages nearly 15 yards per carry on the season. Has 7 total touchdowns, 5 on the ground. Looking for another today. Cannon under center, takes the snap, handoff Mahamet off the far side of the line, gains only a few. The Golden Knights continue rotating through all their backs.
Tyler, I'm telling you, if at any point he decides to just pull it, keep the ball and run, I feel like he can run for a really long way. This Middletown defense is really selling out for the run, and obviously within reason. This is Sussex Central we're talking about. They're known for being a power running team.
500 years, I think Coach Blum said.
Right, 500 years of running the ball. And with the way Middletown is selling out, I think if Cannon pulls it, he could run a long way here. And I just feel like it's got to be coming soon.
A scramble by the defensive line right before the play. Drop back to pass, launch over the middle of the field. It is caught. Touchdown, Sussex Central. Hayden Mahamet was wide open. And he scores for the Golden Knights.
I thought for a second there Cannon was trying to hit Gage Wilkins, who he was wide open as well. Like you said, the Middletown defense was scrambling. The defensive line was moving around. Linebackers are out of position. Cannon snaps the ball, throws it deep to his man, Mahamet. Mahamet just does a great job of running under that ball. Great job using late hands as well to not allow the defensive back to come in and try and knock it away. Great ball placement by Cannon. It's just a perfect play, perfect execution there by Sussex Central. And now with a 2-point try, you can tie this ball game up. That's how you take advantage of a turnover.
3 yards to tie this game up. Interesting late movement there. Snap taken, handoff. Will Harmon runs into the end zone. He lost the ball at the goal line. They signal conversion good anyways. We are tied up 14-14, a whole new ball game. My goodness, Sussex Central, it needed that.
What a wacky last 2-3 minutes that we've seen. They're going to say that it's good, and maybe looking at the play, you might say, how was that good? Let's take a look again at this pass. Great ball placement by Cannon. Look at the late hands by Mahamet. And that's how you dial up a shot play. Great execution by Sussex Central. And even on the two-point conversion, the blocking was great. Harmon, he lost the ball, but it was after the ball had crossed the plane. So it is a good two-point try. That's the type of drive that Sussex Central needed. They've had so many opportunities, it feels like. I mean, if not for them starting so deep in their own territory on their first two drives, they could have maybe, in my opinion, had another score. Both times, or 2 out of 3 times they've had even just decent field position, they've scored. So that's the type of offense they've played tonight.
5th passing touchdown on the season by quarterback Josiah Cannon. 2nd receiving touchdown for Hayden Mohammed. He's now at 4 receptions for about 150 yards and 2 touchdowns as a halfback.
Yeah, and that's one that could be game-changing. Sussex Central trying to avoid 3 losses in a row since 2015, and with plays like that, that is how you avoid staying out of the L column.
Line drive kick fielded at the 10 for Middletown. A juke, and Miller's wrestled down at the 25. The crowd getting loud for Sussex Central as the Golden Knights take some momentum back.
Yeah, you can feel the energy in this stadium. It was getting a little dead after that turnover by Sussex Central, the failed quarterback sneak. You got the sense that Sussex Central, they've been so dominant in this game, but just hadn't had the points to show for it. But then you get the much-needed turnover right back. And now Sussex Central, they're cooking. They're starting to feel themselves. Now they're flying around. They got down there on kickoff. And sometimes that's what it takes, especially for high school kids. Once you just see good things start happening, then you stack those good plays. And now it can really turn into an avalanche. This is going to be a crucial first set of downs here, because if Sussex Central can force a 3-and-out, now you can really rip the confidence out of Middletown.
The Cavaliers, the reigning Delaware 3A state champs, tied up with Sussex Central. A long passing attempt well over the head of Darius Pope, the star receiver for the Cavaliers.
And he had him there. That's a great ball by Cunningham, or at least a great idea by Cunningham. Just overshot it a little bit. Pope with a great outside release. Good job stacking the defensive back to get out down the sideline. Really, all the execution was good. The offensive line gave Cunningham time. Cunningham just overshoots it a little bit. That's a missed opportunity. That could have been a one-play touchdown. Instead, you got 2nd and 10.
Cunningham calls Davis into motion to the far side. Now comes back to the near side. Cunningham fumbles the snap. It's dived on by his teammate Hanif Miller, who keeps it with the Cavaliers. Darron, was oil put on this ball before the second half?
I don't know what is going on right now. It seems like no one wants to hold on to the football. That's back-to-back possessions now where we've had a bad snap. Then Cunningham can't field it. That time Cunningham was able to try and hand it to Miller. Miller isn't able to field it. This think time for Middletown, thankfully, they're able to jump on it. But now this is a huge play. All the momentum is on Sussex Central's side.
What does Coach Blum have drawn up for Cunningham? He takes the snap, play action, drops way back, scrambles to the far side, launches it to the far sideline, and it is dropped, bobbled, and went through the hands of the receiver, and that was Darius Pope. 2 incompletions to him in those last 3 plays.
Yeah, and Pope is going to kick himself after that one. He's definitely going to owe his receivers coach and his team 10 push-ups. That's one that you have to catch. Great ball placement by Cunningham after he missed him on that fade ball. That time, it's a corner route deep down the field, and Cunningham had him, and he put it in a great spot, layered throw over the defender. Pope just not able to hang on to it, and now Sussex Central can take the lead after – it would feel deserved with how they've dominated this game. Of course, here you do have to watch out for a fake punt or anything like that, but this is a massive momentum change.
Cunningham, the quarterback, drops back and fake punt, half throw formation, I should say. He boots it past the 45. It takes a Middletown bounce just inside the 35, and then it was fielded by Symir Queen. He could have let that bounce a few more yards. His teammates let him hear it. Regardless, Sussex Central with a chance to take its first lead of the game.
And I like what I've seen so far, really all night long from the Golden Knights. They have been sticking true to who they are. I talked before the game about even when you're struggling, sticking to your identity. When you know who you are, you can be who you are to the best of your ability. This is a massive opportunity for Sussex Central here. And I'd like to think that they're just going to keep putting it in the hands of their playmakers, Muhammad and Harmon. They took you all the way down the field that last drive. And I think you got to do the smart thing here. Don't overthink it. Keep giving it to those guys, and good things are going to keep on happening.
Harmon doesn't have a touchdown yet today, but he's certainly had his fingerprints all over this one for the Golden Knights. Cannon hands it off to his teammate, though, Middleton, who fights his way to the 40-yard line, about 5 yards.
Yeah, keep it simple there. Middleton's been so great up the middle for Sussex Central. Hasn't been tackled for loss, I don't think, at all tonight. Maybe just one time. But outside of that one play, it's been nothing but straight hard-nosed running by Middleton. Offensive line's been doing a great job getting a push.
Got a feel for Middleton and Harmon. They've done a lot of the dirty work, haven't gotten to run into the end zone yet.
Sometimes that's just the way the game script goes, but I'm sure both of them would love nothing more than a W at the end of this.
They're both lined up behind the quarterback Cannon. He chooses Harmon this time, turns the legs, maybe gets a yard. Yanked to the ground by the defensive lineman Morgan Davis. We've said his name a lot as he limps his way back to his team.
Yeah, and again, that time Harmon just showing off that strength. He didn't go down for a minute. He basically ran into a brick wall, but he kept those legs moving, tried to fight forward and maybe spin out of that tackle and try and gain a little bit more from it. But now it's going to be third and medium. Not the most comfortable situation for Sussex Central because they don't pass the ball so often, but after that last drive, maybe they feel a little more willing to pass. And I think they keep it simple. A little waggle concept, a drag route, a flat, and a crosser.
Cannon to Harmon all the way around the edge near side. Gets absolutely nowhere. Pulled back by Scott Banks, a defensive lineman who's been an impact player for the Cavaliers. Forces fourth and medium and likely a punt from the Knights.
Yeah, Scott Banks has been all over his side of the defense. That time getting off the block, able to wrap Harmon up. Doesn't need much help from his teammates. Wrestles him down to the ground. And again, a little bit questionable by Sussex Central. They opt to run to the short side as opposed to maybe getting out into more open space on the wide side. And that's an opportunity that I think that they'll want to have back, because after forcing that 3 and out, put the ball right back after your own 3 and out. It's a bit of a missed opportunity.
Blake Stillman boots it away, his best punt of the night to about the 35. It's fielded by Middletown, and a nice tackle keeps it at the 45. Gage Wilkins making his 50th tackle of the season for the Golden Knights, but still solid field position for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been great field position all game for Middletown. They've made the most of it for the most part. But after that last 3 and out, now you got to put it behind you and say, hey, let's go and get 6. Let's get back to what was working. I think maybe that time, that last drive, just a few too many passes. I'm not necessarily against them being able to pass, but they are a run-first team. I think right here on first down, you make a statement, you run it up the middle, get it to your man, Hadif Miller, with the way he's been running the ball. Get 4 or 5 here. Then you start to open the playbook, spread the field out, spread the ball around to your other playmakers on the outside.
Miller not the running back. Instead, it's Glover next to Cunningham. He takes the handoff, comes near side, gets to the sideline, has blockers in front of him, cuts back, gets past the 35, almost to the 30. A big breakout run from Amari Glover.
Right on cue, they run the ball. Like I said last time, that last drive, I felt tried to get a little too cute with the passing. Cunningham made some decent throws. The first one to Pope, a little overshot, and then that other sideline shot to Pope on the corner route. Pope just not able to hang on to it. So this time they say, scratch that. Let's get back to running the ball because it's been so effective, and that time they get a huge gain.
Cunningham to Glover, spins forward. Another nice gain by the senior back.
Yeah, Glover been a nice change of pace from Miller. I mean, both guys have a very similar running style. Glover a little bit of a bigger body, so he seems to want to run more up the middle, run more straight ahead. Miller a little bit of smaller in stature, able to run to the outside a little bit more effectively. But they're just keeping it simple right now on this drive. 2 runs up the middle, a little off tackle that time. I think they'll go right back to it with Miller to the right side.
Miller subs in for Glover. Davis in motion. Low snap, Cunningham off to Miller, far side, knifes forward, first down, Middletown.
And I don't see why you do anything else here. This O-line has been doing a great job run blocking, and I think you just keep it on the ground as we end the third quarter. But I think we're going to see a lot more runs, a lot more ground game from Middletown as we go to the last frame of what's been a really exciting and fun game to watch.
14-14, Middletown and Sussex Central at a stalemate through 3. It was an electric matchup last year. Should be the same. Stick around for the fourth quarter. Coming up on DSN.